Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. I'm Nai. Once again, Mako has been joining me.
Can't get rid of me if you tried.
So at this point, Mako is roughly an hour ahead of me or so. Maybe an hour and a half.
Well, depending on how long you want to grind.
Yeah. So we got some catching up to do. Now, luckily, I don't think we're going to need much in the way of grinding, because I think, a little bit ahead of the monsters in this area. Which is good. There's something we need to watch out. There's an increasing fiend activity, but we get a high potion. Okay, so these are elevators. And they go up and down. I love this effect.
It's a really neat effect.
I really love that. Elevators go both up and down, as you might expect. We're going to use that, because this is a bit of a maze.
It's not as much of a maze as it could be, but the stuff here... The nastiest thing here by far, I think, are the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Because you hit the mushrooms, and there's like a 50-50 chance they will hit your entire party with sleep.
Yeah. The mages are pretty nonsense. There's a lot of nonsense in this party. I can't remember. Is there anything we have to lance it out of this party?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the mushroom. But had to check. Yeah, the plants are just evil.
That's how it's done.
Apparently, according to Auron, that's how it's done.
A little later there's something you can lance at, but I think you've gotten the major thing out of this area.
Hello. Talk to me. Talk to me. Aww. Let's see, does that...
You want some of this?
Okay, hold on. Does that have a lancet? No. Okay. Had to check. Okay, Auron, you can kill that nonsense. Wonderful. We might get fired upon. But that's cool. Another of the characters... You know, I always love character designs in general. I love just the designs that go into some of these games. But the elementals always caught my attention.
They're very distinctive.
Though, I think one of the elementals I've always loved is the elementals from Final Fantasy XI, because they just had this very distinctive, crystal patterns to them.
Oh,
But these
yes.
things... even when they die, they just, slowly drift apart, but there's still this gravity that holds everything together. It's a very cool thing. Okay, no, catch it! No, damn you. Okay, as I said, this place is kind of a maze. Oh, it's a flesh bird. The flesh birds are back.
No problem.
And I poisoned it. Yay! This thing attacks exactly like the one that we fought before in Besaid, and other
It is
places.
the one that we fought before in the Besaid.
Yeah, same thing. This is called a Garuda, honestly. Which I think is kind of weird. And then again, when I think Garuda, I think of the thing from Final Fantasy XI, so, I mean... Leave Lulu alone. What did she do to you?
Final Fantasy XI. Oh, there's a game I haven't played in a long, long time.
I played it for years. I used to really love 11. But I would take time off every so often, so I never really got anywhere.
No, after 14, I just kind of drifted away.
It killed itself with poison. Yeah, there was something so magical about 11 for me.
Yeah, it was my first MMO, so I fully understand that one. It had character.
Well, there's also just some of the stuff when it was so unique, because I've tried to play a couple MMOs since then, and part of the problem is there's just some things that I want to see again. Like, I used to... My main class was a red mage for a very long time. Even though I tended to have job ADD, I would just kind of play whatever, and I would skip from job to job. But I eventually grew to play the Puppet Master, which I loved the Puppet Master specifically because it had there was so much going on with that class. For those who didn't play Final Fantasy XI, and I'm assuming there's a lot of you. The Puppet Master was a monk-type class. It was a melee-based class. And one of the big deals about it, the thing that made it unique and also gave it its namesake, is that you commanded an automaton, very clockwork style, by means of basically a remote control as you fought. And commanding the automaton was this entire thing in and of itself. I know there's a way to get over there. But commanding the automaton was this entire thing unto itself, specifically because it was just so complicated. What are you going to give me? 10 potions. Nice. So what you had to do is first you had to equip the automaton, and that was a trial, by itself. You had to go hunt down the equipment. The equipment could not be, you could buy it from the auction house, but once used, it could not be removed from the automaton. It was permanent, so you couldn't sell it once you used it. So it was very much like spells in the game, is that once you used it, it stuck with you. And equipment was rare drops or hard-to-make crafts, generally expensive nonsense. And it was a whole thing unto itself. So you had to not only get all the equipment, which you would have to have a high-level job to get in the first place, and it was extremely expensive. You would then have to, in addition... Okay, I don't think I moved for you now. We'll change you to Lulu. But in addition to doing the equipment, then you had to get the frames for your automaton, which kind of dictated its basic behavior. You had the paladin frame, you had the ranger frame, you had the mage frame, and then you had the basic frame, which is basically a red mage. So you did all that. And then after you did all of that, you would choose the head and body, which would dictate how its behavior worked. You would then equip up to 16 pieces of equipment to it, all of which it operated under very specific rules. You only allowed certain things of equipment. It was just lots of very complicated stupidity. But every piece of equipment you added to it would either change its stats, how it worked in combat, added behaviors, all this stuff. And then on top of this, if this wasn't complicated enough, you also had your orders that you could issue. They were called maneuvers, and they're basically orders you issued through the... Why does this thing have a face on its crotch?
Probably better not ask that one.
The mage, I mean, seriously. But in addition, the orders that you gave would dictate its behavior in regards to its head, body, and what you had equipped. So, for example, let's say I equipped... you would typically use the white mage, or use the mage body, and the mage body either came in the white mage or black mage head, or the standard mage head. So if you had a white mage head on a mage body, which is pretty typical, you would then use, let's say, light maneuver. And if you had the proper piece attached, this would indicate to the automaton that you wanted it to focus on healing, and the more light maneuvers you stacked up to a maximum of 3 would increase the range where it would feel that it needed to heal you. So its standard heal would only come at, I think it was like 70%. If you were lower than 70% health, then it would heal you. But if you had the curing gauge, it would cure you at, I think, like 65%. If you put up one light maneuver, it would cure at 55%, then 45%, then 35%. So you could kind of dictate how often it cured. But there was also this whole thing where if you tried to cure too much, or if you tried to, not cure too much, but if you tried to use maneuvers too much, you could overload the automaton, which applied this really bad debuff to it, and caused it to be pretty much useless until the behind-the-scenes numbers said that it was out of the debuff range. Lots of stuff you had to learn. But because it was so complicated, you also felt really good about using the automaton. Ended up being a really good solo class. It was a lot of fun. Never really got any respect from most people because it's such a weird class. It's hard to use. It requires a lot of work and didn't have the same damage output as others. But I used to love that sort of thing. Had a lot of background design. Had a lot of...
That's just one of the things I liked about it. It had character. It had a lot of just neat stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody felt as if they were... Every class felt good. Everything felt as if they had specifically focused on making it, which is true. I mean, they did.
And I've never seen anything... I have never seen a game, reproduce the Mog House that well.
Mm-hmm.
which was like your own personal housing thing. A lot of games have done like personal housing, but among the ones I've played, the Mog House is still one of my favorites. And I haven't seen any game really do the conquest thing very well, which was basically, instead of having PvP, your character belonged to a particular nation, and by fighting monsters in a given area, you could gain control of that and gain specific materials from that nation.
Yep.
Or from that area.
It just had some really good design ideas. It also had some really bad design ideas, but...
Oh boy, howdy. 14, I think, improved on most of the problems 11 had. It sacrificed some things, but it improved. They have just, in fact, one of the reasons I'm sitting here at this moment is they are busy churning out, doing the maintenance for the latest major patch.
Lulu just learned Overdrive Mode Comrade that says that whenever someone other than Lulu takes damage in the party, Lulu gains Overdrive.
Wow, she gained that awfully early.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who's going to get it next, but I definitely want to change her to that because it's a much better Overdrive than what she has now. Because, you know, I think, I don't know the exact numbers, but I want to say Comrade will charge faster than Stoic. Don't quote me on that. But let's get that on Lulu.
Wow, that's laggy.
Okay, now what I'm trying to find, there's a specific place you go, so that way you can get on the lower path of Mushroom Rock, and I'm searching for it.
Right. Sorry, my stream is going really poorly here.
What are you downloading?
I'm not downloading anything for once.
I mean, I'm not downloading anything, so I don't know. I don't know what this nonsense is.
Oh, just blame it on crappy Canadian internet.
Well, that's probably true. Probably the lack of your guys' pennies. Your internet's going, you know what? There's not enough copper. I've decided that I'm not going to help until you return the copper.
Dude, they can keep the pennies.
I actually would not mind if the United States got rid of the penny. Just, I guess, kind of sacrilegious, but if you listen to some people. But I wouldn't mind. It's one less coin I'd have to deal with. Okay. Heal everybody again, because those monsters have a crap ton of damage.
Depending on the way things turn in such an event, we would be...
I love how, at that exact moment, there's a comment made from that Crusader saying that they're like sort of cognizant of the fact that they could fail here.
They could,
Yep.
but you really...
So Shalinda has decided to join the Crusaders here. Which is kind of a weird choice. Do you remember where the way down is?
I do not. I never went down there.
You didn't. You
No,
need to. There's stuff down there.
Well, nothing like one time.
Well, yeah, no, it's not one-time stuff, but it's kind of... If you can avoid having to backtrack through the entire game...
I'm gonna have to anyway.
My turn now.
True.
Oh yeah.
Mako is referring to a thing we're going to have to do once we get to Macalania Woods. Which, we're not all that far from, actually.
Give it about an hour. Well...
Once I get to where Mako is now, we're going to have to basically go back to Besaid Island and return through the entire areas to pick up some items that weren't available the first time through. Wow, that's worthless. That's a really bad drop. Okay, where is it? Is it this? Apparently not. The monsters say no, you went in the wrong direction. Try again. Okay, Kamari takes care of that. You take care of that. We've had some of the same weapons on our characters forever.
Well, since they don't offer any stat bonuses...
true. It's just a weird thing. How often in an RPG do you just sit there going, well, I haven't had a new upgrade in weapons in the entire game. I think Wakka's still using a weapon we got off the Sin Spawn on the Besaid Kilika ship. Tidus is still using the weapon we got off the Sin Spawn on Kilika. It's kind of a weird thing, you know? Hi, potion. And another combat. Jeez, the combat rate in this area.
Really, really high.
It's incredibly high. There's no reason for this. I don't know why this is a thing. I've also never really liked the textures in this area. I don't know why. There's just something off about the textures in this area. Like this dried puke yellow on everything. Probably gonna have to do some level ups in a second. The good news is this is keeping me sufficiently leveled up. So that's, I mean, that's a thing. Okay, let's go back into our level ups. Lulu's gonna be getting close to getting her next level of spells. Wakka has just learned Sleep Attack, which would be useful if everything wasn't immune to it. Kamari is getting to a point where I'm gonna have to decide where I want him to go. Because he is actually extremely close to being able to branch out to another branch. And if I can get him onto Tidus's branch, I really want to. So that's something I have to consider. Okay, Lulu, can you actually get into... Ah, you can get some of them, not all of them. That sucks. Okay, so we're going to be able to get Fira and Thundara. I need one more sphere level. Oh, I didn't level up Aron. Yeah, we need one more sphere level, and then Lulu will be a lot stronger. Did you have those when you did your next big fight?
No, I didn't. I
Oh,
just had the
wow.
basic level fire.
I am a lot stronger than you are.
I do not know how you have just managed to...
Okay, am I... Because I haven't been grinding all that much.
Yeah. I am honestly not quite sure how this thing is just...
Yeah, it's kind of... I'm baffled by how much stronger I must be.
My Wakka has just learned Warrior, though, which is always nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, considering I have, like, Overdrive up at all times, apparently, like, it doesn't really matter what Overdrives I have equipped, because I just have Overdrive. I mean, I guess I should be using Overdrive just to make certain battles faster,
What next?
but there's just no incentive to do so.
You're not, even if you're overkilling the enemy, there's not, like, that much overkill there.
Yeah. Well, overkill is overkill. There's not, like, as far as I understand, there's not levels of overkill.
Well, not what I meant is, even if you're overkilling for the bonus stuff, it's not like you're getting that much extra AP out of it.
Yeah.
Not at this point, at least.
So we have just reached the end of Mushroom Rock. Mushroom Rock has taken us 20 minutes by itself. We're not quite, we're not quite done with it. We're gonna get a couple items here. We're gonna get an X potion.
And a little further along, there is another primer.
Yep, this one's kind of hidden, if I remember correctly.
No, to your left.
To my left? Okay.
You go in a big spiral.
There's a big old enemy here. So we kill that. Hopefully I'm gonna get Lou into, I hope I can get one more thing. I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is for the sake of, making sure we get everything in Mushroom Rock, I think I'm gonna go back and just figure out what the path is, which also is gonna have a side effect of having me just grind a little bit longer, which is gonna be useful because the next thing we have to do is kind of a pain, and you don't want to screw it up because it is a very long sequence of events. But, so I think between episodes, I'm going to go back and just verify that I have everything done. My summons? Yep, summons are fully overdrived. I think we're going to go do that real quick. I just gotta remember it's something off to the side. Like, you have to go find it's a certain path you have to go hunt down.
I know there is a way down, but my memories are getting mixed up with 10-2 on this one, so...
Because doesn't 10-2 have Mushroom Rock as well?
10-2 has everywhere that 10 did, so...
Oh, that sounds lazy.
Some.
Oh, okay.
Well, sort of.
Waka gained a spear thing. Okay, so you said it's over here to the left. Oh, maybe this is how you go down.
Nope.
Is this it? Nope, never mind. It's just this.
Just a treasure chest.
With a serene armlet. I don't see a thing down here. Why is this plant casting fire at me? This seems kind of wrong.
Power of the sun, dude. Power of the sun.
Power of the sun compels you. The power of the sun. Wait, is that not?
Tayo!
Okay, I can't remember it. Does Fira? Nope, one enemy. Okay. Okay, well, okay, guys, we're gonna cut it off after this. And I'm gonna go exploring. Actually, no, never mind. Thinking about that, and I was going, no. Wow, Auron, that was incredible. 889 damage on a crit.
Orin's job, beating stuff up.
His only job. Yeah, the thing isn't over here. It's not to the left. Or did you mean left after I went under?
There's a big circular thing. Circular section, and I cannot remember. Yeah, there, see the little loop just below you?
Okay.
On the map?
Okay. We're gonna go get that, guys. I don't want to forget it. I think I may be in the area that you have to be to go into the under section of Mushroom Rock. Let's go ahead and see what Thundara looks like. Because we can.
Crack boom.
This gigantic lightning bolt from, like, heaven just goes, nope, to your face. I'd like to be alive. Nope. Oh no, Tidus is gonna die. Tidus, poison it. Tidus, you suck. You had one job to do. Use your weapon, poison this thing. I don't ask much off of you. Ow, that was my face. Now he poisoned it. Good. Halfway into the fight. Actually, more than that. This thing's gonna kill itself with poison on its next turn. Like every other time I've poisoned it. Yep. Wow, it takes 1,000 damage off of poison.
Poison does a lot of damage. A lot.
I think it's based on its... I think
It's
it's
a
based on
percentage, I think.
speed. Okay, I don't see... I don't think it's percentage, because that thing only has 4,000 health. You're talking about that spiral loop down there. Hold on, how do I get to that?
You head down and around.
There it
See,
is, okay.
Yep, there you go.
Just this camera is so weird.
Cameras, yeah, fighting with you on that one. And the primer is at the very tip of it.
Okay, we're gonna kill these things real quick. You can go away. You can go... No. Go away. I don't understand why 800 was, overkill and 700 wasn't. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Blizzara should be enough for this. Or Blizzard should be enough for this thing. Go away. I hit you with a cold wind and you died. Okay, let's go get this thing. It's right here. Albed Primer Volume 10. Z means J. We have gained the rank of Albed Mainyahan. I have no idea what that is. Mainhan?
I have no idea either.
Nope. Okay, guys, I think this is where I'm going to love you and leave you. Oh, God, it's another one.
So you better cut out, because this is the third time you've tried to end the video.
Well, I wanted to get that thing, you know. But okay, guys, we're going to stop here. when I come back next time, I'm going to have I'm going to cut back in as soon as I figure out how to get into the underbelly of the place. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and use Fyra. Why not?
Need a light.
Nuke it! Oh god, that looks so awesome. But yeah, we're going to finish up here. I will cut back in as soon as we figure out where to go next, in order to find everything. And then we'll go get everything, and then we'll move on. So folks, from me to you, ta-ta.